你讲话会录进去，不要讲话录进去。
Just finished lunch, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Food is good?
他问我们吧。
The thing with good food is that you might fall asleep. It's very convenient for me because now I can be boring and you fall asleep and then I can just blame the food. We're going to talk about creativity, how to come up with innovative ideas, business ideas, product ideas, and I'm going to talk for about an hour, but if I could summarize everything that I'm going to talk about in just 3 words, I would say this. Just pay attention. Not to me, to everything else. Just pay attention. In other words, you need to notice what's happening in the world. Notice what's happening in your life, in the life of others. And every single innovator out there, all they need to do is to pay attention. So let's get into more detail. We're going to talk about a few innovations and innovators. And let's see how they came up with innovative ideas. Not just business ideas, but any kind of ideas. Okay? So let's start with this, I think, very creative person. I think we can all agree he was very creative. Okay. He wrote a lot of music, of course. And when he was about to write the 5th symphony, he got inspired by something. One day somebody knocked on his door. It took me 4 years to write this. 4 years, the whole thing, of course. But what did he do? He paid attention. There was something very mundane, something that doesn't seem to be very important, just somebody knocking on the door. And that's how he came up with the idea. Let's see some other people who are also very creative. Mozart lived around the same time, around the same place as Beethoven. As far as I know, nobody knocked at his door. But he found ideas everywhere as well. Everywhere. One day, the story goes, he was having an argument with his mother-in-law, which of course would never happen to any of us. And this lady was a little bit kind of a strong lady. His voice. And so he was having this argument, which you might think, well, that's not very good. It's not very pleasant to be in an argument. But he used that opportunity to be inspired and to compose what will become later the magic flute. So here's how it happened.
Oh, you monster! No one exists but you today. You and your music. I warned her. Choose a man, not a lady, I said. You marry him, you won't have a pot to piss in. You selfish thing!
Pay attention. Okay. Any situation is good to come up with ideas. Don't neglect any of them. Everywhere, at all times, creativity is there. Ideas are everywhere, all the time. Just pay attention. Just notice this. Let's continue. I'm sure you paid attention and you notice something on the zebra, right? Everybody notice that? What is it on the zebra? Bird. Okay. What is the bird doing on the zebra? I wonder why. Well, the zebra kind of looks like a horse, a little bit. A little bit. Of course, it has black and white stripes. Does anybody know why a zebra has black and white stripes? Why? Why is that? Anybody knows? Anybody want to try?
To hide itself. To hide itself.
Very good. Thank you. To hide himself. That's one of the purposes. Actually, not by himself, but when they are in groups, the zebras together, because of their shapes and their patterns, they blur the vision of the predators. So that's very helpful. It's camouflage. So very good. Thank you. That's one reason. There's another reason. Anyone? Well, where do zebras live usually? What country or what continent? You mentioned the temperature. Very good. Exactly. How does it work? Well, zebras live in a very hot climate. Okay? And as you know, if you stand in the sun and you wear black clothes, then the clothes will absorb the light and absorb the heat. It will feel pretty hot. If you wear white clothes, the clothes will reflect the light and the heat, and you will feel cooler. Some people have measured the temperature. They put sensors on the zebra. They measure the temperature where the stripe is white and when the stripe is black. And they notice a difference. And as we all know, hot air goes up, cool air goes down. So what happens when the zebra stands in full sun, where you see at the surface of the zebra, black, white, white. What happens is that at the micro level, you have the temperature is hotter, cooler, and the air goes up and down and up and down. So what happens, as you said, this is to maintain the temperature. This is essentially a natural air conditioner. The air naturally, without any effort, just circulates around the zebra. Not very fast, like a tornado or something.
是生下来天生就这样，还是后天一
Very
直进
slowly,
化？
我觉得会长，就是一年会长，一年会长。
So the bird up there, just stands there, it's
全
nice
百
and
不是好
cool
热
there.
要死，飞得超热，
So why do we care about
我
that?
觉得有一部分也是为了保
Why
护
do
自己，
we
就是
notice
躲在
that?
草丛里面，
顺便
我觉得是，因为全黑的，因为
你还说小怪，
This is a
我自己
building
感
in
觉不太
Sanda
对
in Japan. And the architects used that knowledge and they got inspired by the zebra and they questioned, say, how can we build a building that will cool itself? So they did a lot of calculation, the angle relative to the path of the sun, and all kinds of things. But essentially, you have a building which is essentially white, but it also has black stripes. And the result of this building is that the temperature went down by 10 degrees centigrade just because of the color of the walls. So you save enormous amount of energy. You don't need actually air conditioning. So it doesn't break down because you don't have any. It doesn't need external energy. There's no moving parts. Doesn't make any noise. The whole thing works by itself. So again, it's all about paying attention, about noticing. You travel to Africa, you see a zebra, you see a bird on a zebra, you're like, why? Why is a bird on a zebra? Okay. And now you build buildings like this. It's quite a stretch, but that's innovation. Okay. Another building which is the same idea. Okay, we have this big black and big white walls, which reduce the temperature by virtue of the in those colors. Okay. So no need for air conditioning because of that. That would not work everywhere, not in every country, but it does work in some countries. Plastic bags. I think most of us know that plastic bags are not very good for the environment. They're very convenient, but not very good. And there is a young entrepreneur, he's actually 20 years old. Recently, he came up with an idea. He realized, I don't like plastic bags, and I want to do something about it. And the problem with plastic bags is that they are all over the place, even in the oceans. And there are billions of plastic bags in the oceans. So how do you capture them? What do you do about it? So he came up with an idea. He built, this thing is from underwater, and this thing from above water, the same thing. And it's kind of a big robot with two big arms that basically travel through the oceans and capture the plastic bags through those arms. And then those plastic bags go into the middle, into that container here. And this thing is solar powered, so it's completely autonomous. It just travels along the ocean, just like that. And when the container is full of plastic bags, then what do? When you get all those plastic bags, and you resell them. You recycle them. And you make money. So this thing is actually profitable. So it continues to work. It's not just some fancy idea. It continues to work because it makes money. And we will see, I will talk about that a little bit later.
这个往上吗？
这个怪怪的，那或许要带去长廊中，这有这种方便没？
Okay.
晚上多快？
The biggest
没有开
industry
过
in the world,
就是啊，
the most
机器自己
traded
坏了。
product
然后
in the
你
world is oil. What do you use oil for? What is it for?
cars
Cars?
Rig.
Fuel. Yes. That's one thing we do with oil. Fuel. So energy, yes. And what else?
plastics.
Plastics.
Yeah.
And then we have to find plastic bags in the ocean. Okay, that's the number one, the biggest industry. Do you know what is the number two? What is the number two most traded product in the world? Cigarettes? No. Anyone? Speak up. Coffee. Bingo. Thank you.
Wow.
Coffee is the number two most traded product in the world.
真假的？
It's an enormous industry.
不知道。
And there is one
我曾
product
听过
that
TED 演讲，就是有一个香港人
most
讲
of it is
咖啡
wasted.
工艺，他跑台湾来，台
So
湾
if
炒
it's the
的咖
number
啡。
two most traded product in the world, you can imagine the enormous quantity. And 99%, actually more than 99% of that is wasted. Not because we want to, we don't want to waste that, but we don't really have a choice. And here's why. You can make coffee any way you want, any kind of machine, doesn't matter, it's the same thing. Let's say, for example, you make coffee this way. Okay? So you have the coffee grounds, you pour hot water, the hot water goes through the coffee grounds, and then you have some kind of juice in a cup, and that's for coffee. Okay? But then, what happens after? You still have all this coffee left in the filter. Right? You can add more water if you want. You might extract a little bit more coffee from it, but not much. It's done. It's done. This is waste. It's called coffee waste. And that's about 99%. And you cannot really do much with that directly It's just waste. And you can go to any coffee shop anywhere in the world. At the end of each day, they have those big bags, about this big, filled with coffee waste outside the coffee shops, waiting for the garbage collector. It's wasted. So as an entrepreneur, you observe things constantly. You notice, okay? You pay attention. So you pay attention to this. Wow, that's a lot of waste. Maybe we can do something about it. And some people discover that you can make fabric, you can make clothes with coffee waste. Some people use coffee waste to eliminate bad smells, but that's a very, very small quantity. In much larger quantities, you can actually make fabric. Some people grow food with coffee waste. It's an excellent
可以
fertilizer.
种东西啊，
There's a lot of things you can do with such a
不是要
waste.
做布料，
And because it's the number 2
它第
most
第三个，
traded commodity in the world, that's a lot of quantity that you can play with. So there are companies that make clothes from coffee waste. And it's not just black t-shirts. This beautiful fabric, which is made by a Taiwanese company, is not black. And it's made completely out of coffee waste. So how did they come up with those ideas? Well, they just noticed. They just paid attention. They looked at what was going on. They saw, wow, there's a lot of waste in the world. Maybe we should do something about it. Of course, the best solution would be to stop drinking coffee. No more waste. But that's kind of hard to implement. So another way is to actually use what you have. So I believe that most innovators out there, most entrepreneurs, they have a number of qualities. They share those qualities no matter who they are. And you'll see why. So one of the qualities that most of them have is what I call clarity of vision, which means they know what they want. They know what kind of problem they want to solve. It's very clear to them. They have this vision. They say, oh, my vision is I want to eliminate all the plastic bags in the world. Why not? That's one vision. And it's very clear to them. And because it's clear to them, it's clear to explain to others. And others can also explain it to others, and so on. And you will be surprised. A lot of people, they want to be entrepreneurs, they want to be creators, but they don't really have a vision. They just want to do something. Well, you probably want to have a vision. You need to find a problem that you really want to solve. Okay? So that's one quality that most innovators have. I'll give you a second for that one. So what is discernment? What does it mean?
像一个是刺他的那个，
Judgment.
这两个。
Everybody understands judgment? To judge? Not to criticize, to judge. Meaning the ability to tell reality from appearance. I think the picture explains it pretty well. You can show something, but the reality is very different. It can actually be the opposite. And you see that everywhere all the time. So it's another important quality of an innovator or an entrepreneur to be able to, as much as possible, to tell truth from falsehood. It's very difficult. And none of us can do it 100% all the time, or it's not 100% accurate, but it's important to tell because there's a lot of good in the world, but there's also things that are not that good. And you need to be able to tell the difference. Because if you can tell the difference, you will come up with ideas. You would say, well, this looks good, but actually it's not. And I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to come up with some ideas to do something about it. So discernment.
discernment 是什么？评断吗？
Good taste.
我想要查一下。
You'll be surprised how rare that is. having good taste, to be able to tell what is beautiful from what is not. A lot of innovators surround themselves with beauty, all kinds of beauty. Not just visual beauty, but beautiful music, beautiful environments, beautiful people who have beautiful plants. And it really comes down to taste. So it's very hard to come up with innovative ideas if you don't have any taste. You cannot tell this thing is ugly, this thing is beautiful. You cannot tell the difference. How can you have ideas? Of course, we all know that. Entrepreneurs, innovators are usually curious. They want to know. They want to understand. Why is this? Why is the bird sitting on the zebra? They want to know why. So curious, of course. We know that. But also passionate. And passionate is different from curious. Passionate, you need to be passionate because it's going to be hard. You're going to have a lot of obstacles, sometimes problems, and you want to be interested enough to go through them and to continue to advance, even if it's difficult. So that's why most innovators are pretty passionate about what they do. Competent, it looks obvious. Well, yeah, of course you should be competent. Well, it's not that obvious, actually. You need to be able to do something. You need to be good at something. I'll give you an example. For me, cooking, I'm so bad at cooking. I just suck at cooking. I mean, I cannot cook even instant noodles. It's just not my thing. I admire people who can cook, but that's just not me. Okay? So if I start at cooking, how can I possibly innovate in the world of cooking? I don't know anything about it. I'm not competent. Okay? I don't know what's missing. I don't know what's good. I don't know the products that they have. How can I possibly innovate? So it's not like you are telling yourself, yeah, I should be competent. No, it's you are competent at something, and then you should go after that. You should work in that field. I'll skip this one. It's actually on the website. So now, let's say practical terms. Practically speaking, you want to come up with innovative ideas. What should you do? Well, there's a lot of things you can do. And you can ask a lot of people, and they will all tell you many different things. So these are just a few things that you can do to come up with innovative ideas. My personal favorite, the way I come up with most ideas, is what we call scratch your own itch. So an itch is when something is, you want to scratch it. Okay. In other words, you have a problem, and you look for solutions, but you cannot find any solution. There's no solution out there that exists to solve the problem. So, you build the solution. You come up with a solution to that problem. So that's one way to innovate. You scratch your own itch. You look at yourself, you look at what kind of problems you experience, not just personally, but professionally, and you notice, again, you just pay attention. Usually, not all the time, but most of the time, any idea does one of two things. Either the idea solves a problem, like maybe in business or product, it solves a problem, or it can enable something that did not exist before. Think about that for a moment. That will help you to filter out ideas that do not fit with any of that. The successful ideas solve a problem, or they enable something that was not possible before. Minimize, simplify everything. Do not try to change the world all by yourself in one day. It's not going to happen. You do things progressively, one after another. and you want to minimize, which means you want as few
大家会够吹。
X as possible, as few anything as possible, as little cost as possible, as few people as possible, as few ingredients as possible. You know this hot sauce? Tabasco? Does anybody know? This hot sauce was invented 150 years ago. And the bottle design, the logo, the name, and more importantly, the sauce itself is exactly the same today as it was 150 years ago. It hasn't changed. Do you know how many ingredients they have? 3. Vinegar, red pepper, salt. That's it. Many people try to copy them, and it's so easy to copy. I just gave you the recipe. Nobody managed to do it properly. The other guys, the competitors, say, oh, you have only 3 ingredients. We have 10 ingredients. More is not always better. Okay? So minimize. Keep it as small as possible, as simple as possible. Address only one problem at a time. Don't try to save the entire universe. Just do one thing, but do it very well. If possible, be the best of you. This is true not just for innovation, it's true in life in general. When problems come your way, don't block them, don't resist them, use them. Use them to your advantage. This is so obvious. It's so simple, it's almost ridiculously simple. But a lot of people these days forget. The world of startups is very interesting. A lot of smart people, great ideas, but also some things sometimes. And there are startups out there that do not realize that they have to make money. And making money is really the minimum that you have to do. It's such a basic fundamental in business. So if you do not have customers, and I mean paying customers, not users, not downloads, paying customers. Because I see people coming to me, they say, oh, we have this app, and we got 1 million downloads. And I'm like, oh. How many customers do you have? Then they don't have a business. Okay? So you can have the best idea in the world, or at least you think it's the best idea in the world. It's not a good idea. It's not valuable until somebody pays for it. Right? The value is 0 until somebody pays for it. Whatever they pay, that's the value. Now you can imagine, you can say, well, our product is free for now, but we will make money later, blah, blah, blah. Okay, that works sometimes, but it's an exception, it's not the rule. It's not a good habit to count on the future and say, oh, later we will come up with an idea, we will come up with a business model later. No, business model is now. You cannot wait for that. Otherwise, you don't have a business. Yes, you don't have customers, you don't have a business, you have a hobby. Nothing wrong with a hobby, but it's not. So we know the words. Your idea has to sell. You know the words. People have to buy it. And again, your idea is not good. Nobody buys it. It's that simple. And again, it's remarkable that some startups these days, they just don't realize that. They forgot. Oh, we have to make money too? We already have this awesome idea. Well, yes, you do have to make money. And I just try to figure how can we explain those young and bright people to remember this, because they know it already. They just forgot. You need to make money. And again, the reason you need to make money is not because you're greedy, it's not because you love money so much. No, it's not that. It's only for one reason, so that you can be sustainable, so that you can continue to innovate, you can continue to have fun in creating some crazy products and services. You need to be sustainable. Maybe not on day one, it might take some time, but eventually you have to. There's no other choice. Okay? So you have to make money. Show me the money. I have people coming to me with all those ideas. I said, show me the money. Show me the customers. Show me that people pay for it. Show me the money. Show me the money. Show me the money. Can somebody remember this? Show me the money. I look, okay, how can we make people remember this? Because if you don't remember this, you're not in business. You should do something else, okay? You don't do business. Sorry. Show me the money. So here's maybe one way for you to remember it.
Yeah, what can I do for you, Ron? You just tell me, what can I do for you?
It's a very personal, very important thing. Hell, it's a family matter.
You ready now? I'm ready. Just want to make sure you're ready.
Here it is. Show me the money.
Show you the money.
That's not so rude. Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Yeah. Louder.
Show me the money.
That's it, folks. You got to yell that shit.
Show me the money.
I need to feel you, Jerry.
Show me the money.
Jerry, you better yell. Show me the money. How are you gonna do that? Show me the money. Congratulations, you're still my agent.
有点往没开。
I remember, okay? So now, so we saw, some of the things that you can do to come up with innovative ideas. Let's look at what you should not do. And I think in life, it's just as useful, maybe even more useful, to know what you should not do compared to what you should do. So let's see what you should not do to come up with innovative ideas. What's so funny? Today, don't do that. Of course. Anyone can copy. Copying by definition is not innovating, it's copying. And if you look carefully inside a restaurant, it's empty. Just saying. Do not be, and I'm sorry, do not be an asshole. What is an asshole? An asshole is somebody who asks you for advice and he will do the exact opposite every time. They don't listen. They ask, but they don't listen. Very hard to help this kind of people. Don't be one of them, please. Okay. Now the reverse of that is, you should ask for help. Do not be afraid to ask for help. Okay? Actually, all of us, I ask for help all the time because I'm always learning every day. But there's something that you need to be a little bit careful about is, who do you ask for help? Again, there's a lot of amazing people in the world. People with a lot of experience, knowledge, and talent. And these are the people you want to ask for help, for advice, for ideas, contacts, or any kind of resource. But there are also other people, the minority, when they're not that competent, they're not that experienced, but they look very, very experienced. But they're not. So they will try to advise you, but actually they don't really know. And that's very dangerous and very irresponsible because they might give you wrong advice. It's better sometimes to have no advice than the wrong advice. So it's actually quite easy to tell which ones you want to ask for help. You want to ask people who have done what you are currently doing. If you have not done what you are doing now, who are they to advise you? Okay. If you want to learn how to swim, are you going to ask somebody who has never jumped into the swimming pool? So remember that. There's a lot of things out there that are not that good for you. You need to be able to talk about discernment or judgment. It's important. Don't just listen to everyone. Listen to people who have done it before. And that's kind of what I just said. Imitate mediocrity. You want to imitate, you want to be inspired by people who believe what you believe in. People who have the credibility. People who have done what you're doing. If you have not done what you're doing, they might appear to be very smart, very whatever, but they are not qualified to life.
Facebook.
Another thing that you should not do when innovating is to lower your price. Whatever you're selling, stop the price, hopefully. If you lower your price because the competitor has this price, and you have the same price, and you want to lower your price because you hope you're going to sell more, well, guess what? Guess what the competitor is going to do? Okay? It's going to be a race to the bottom, which means at the end, you go to zero, and everybody dies. Humans dies. Okay? So lowering your price is not a way to innovate. Okay? Sometimes it makes sense in some exceptional cases, it makes sense, but most of the time it doesn't. Never, ever, ever compete on price. Instead, you want to compete on value. So the price is the same, but you bring more value than the other. That's much better. You're not lowering the price.
那个故事，说的时代，不要跟风了。
The things that most people are talking about these days, the latest big ideas, do not follow them. If you follow them, you're not innovating. You're just following them. And you miss the train. If there is something that everybody is talking about now, it means it's already too late to innovate in that field. Now you can always plug into it, you can add a few things here and there, it's always possible, but that's not innovative, is it? You don't want to follow, you don't want to run after the train, okay? You want to drive the train. You want to be ahead. So when you see something in the media or anywhere that everybody's talking about, what would you do? What would you work on that? It looks easier because many other people are working on that as well. So it feels more comfortable. It feels less risky. Actually, it's the opposite. It's more risky because so many people are there already. So it's going to be hard to compete. So do not follow trends. Create your own trends. And that's more like a startup kind of thing. course, when you start a company, you issue shares. Founders have shares.
这个门道呢？
Do not sell your shares before you sell your stuff, whatever stuff you sell. In other words, do not raise money from investors before you have actually sold your product or service to customers. Why would you do that? And these days, a lot of startups do that, and that's the biggest mistake that they're making. You need to come up with an idea, build a product or service, and validate that business. And the only way you can validate, the only way you can prove that there is a business is with paying customers. It's the only way. You can have a lot of interest. People can say, wow, that's awesome, the product is great. But if you don't buy it, you don't port over the money, then it's not a great idea. Not yet. So do not raise money from investors before you have validated your business. Because you don't have anything to trade. You sell your shares out of an idea, maybe a prototype, but you haven't proven anything yet. Do you agree with that? It's the same thing as a trend. Just because something is popular doesn't mean it's good. It just means it's popular. And the reverse is true.
但是股票这块怎么发？
So this simple page here says a lot. There's a lot behind it. A lot of message behind it. There's a discernment also but the discernment and judgment. It's ability to tell what is true from what is not. That is the pretty good burger, huh? It's pretty juicy and it's probably very tasty. All junk food is tasty, by the way. You can see why. Okay. It tastes very good. So this is true for things, companies, or people. Because somebody is so popular, doesn't mean this person is qualified. It just means they're popular. And the opposite, just because somebody is not popular doesn't mean they're not qualified. Actually, it's often like that. I mean, some of the most successful people that I know, you've never heard of them. They don't want to be popular. They don't want to be famous because they want to go to the supermarket without being harassed by everybody with photos and autographs. They don't want to be famous. And they are the most successful people. Some successful, truly successful people are also famous, and that's fine. But the majority are not. They do not want to be famous. Do not want to be popular. It's a choice. Just remember that. Oops, did it crash? Here I don't even have a real image because what I want to talk about just for 2 minutes it's so ridiculous that it doesn't even deserve a beautiful image. Like I said, the startup world is very interesting. A lot of great people, great ideas. But the people who make the most noise are often, not always, but often, not quite the smartest people, not quite the people who really make an impact, not quite the people who are actually contributing to society. So when you read the news, oh, this startup did this or that and raised $10 million, so what? Doesn't matter. And I think the world of startups have changed a little bit the past few years. And I'm actually very hopeful. I think it will change back again in a few years. Right now we're in this kind of funny period where there's a lot of money going into a lot of projects that will probably go nowhere. And that's okay. This thing has been done before. So it's going to clash at some point. You don't know when, but okay, it doesn't matter. But I'm here to tell you that you really want to build something meaningful. You want to build a real business or real products that people actually use and that helps people, that contributes to society. A lot of startups right now, they don't do that at all. They create some app which is completely useless, it's free, they will never make any money, they break all the most fundamental rules of business, and they even write books. I'm not going to name any name, but there are books out there which are completely gloomy. It just doesn't mean anything. And they create some fancy words like what's that? Doing this, okay? So let's say, oh, so you go start a company and you try. You try. And if it doesn't work, you pivot. And then you try something else. If it doesn't work, you pivot. You do something else. So that's pivot. It's a fancy word for saying, I don't know where I'm going. I don't have a vision. Visionaries, innovators, they don't do that. We adapt all the time. Of course we adapt. It's never a straight line. But you would see books out there, books or articles, people talking, using those fancy words. It doesn't mean anything. Imagine if Apple did that. If Apple followed that kind of advice. They would go, okay, we are Apple. We're gonna launch a new product. It's a boat, the iBoat. And we're gonna put all of our resources, all the money we have, all the people, everything, we're just gonna build an amazing boat. Okay, let's build a boat. They launch a boat. Of course, nobody wants it. Everybody wonder why would Apple build a boat? Doesn't make any sense. Okay, it's not their purpose. So they're like, oh, sure, nobody buys our boat. Okay, pivot. Let's make refrigerators. Okay, and let's change our name to Blue Banana. Okay, so no more Apple, Blue Banana refrigerators. They put all the money left, not much, but a little bit of money left, and they make refrigerators. And they try to sell, and nobody buys refrigerators from Blue Banana, of course. They're like, oh, okay, let's pivot again. Oh, now we don't have much money anymore. What can we do? Let's sell stinky tofu. Okay. This is so ridiculous. Okay. So when you see this kind of thing out there in books, in magazines, in whatever, you just laugh at them. You can tell the difference between truth, between reality and perception. Okay. So be careful about that. There's a lot of noise out there in the startup world right now. A lot of very good things and a bunch of complete bullcrap. So, fortunately, most experienced entrepreneurs, you know that. They laugh at it. It's so funny, it's so ridiculous. And some of them have actually made a video, I'll show you, it's about 2 minutes long, a funny video that makes fun of startups that do what I just said. They have no vision, they don't know where they're going, they take themselves very seriously. So, to somebody who doesn't know, they look like, wow, those guys really know what they're doing. Actually, they don't. They don't know what they're doing. They use those fancy words, it doesn't mean anything. So everything you're gonna see now, it's a joke, okay? It's not a real startup, it's called Booza. It's just a joke to make fun of startups that do what I just said.
To come up with something truly original, you have to ignore common sense.
You have to start from scratch. You've got to take that call and say, sorry, I can't talk right now. Hang up on the past. That's what we've done at Booza.
Booza brings together group messaging, recommendations, and local search in a way that's real-time and customizable. And then also, we steal data from your phone and sell it.
When it comes to design, everything we do is simple, elegant, functional. I look at a teapot and I say, how can our interface be more like steam? Invisible, yet forceful.
Our process? Agile. And we make sure our app is filled with authenticity, passion. And we're constantly coming up